Welcome to Aksharaha, an initiative by Anveshan Educational Trust. In this video, we'll explore evolution of management theory, ethics, and professional code of conduct. Let's start with classical theory of management. To understand this theory, we must go back in time to the period of Industrial Revolution. During this time, factories were growing, machines were introduced, large number of workers were employed. So, managers faced one big problem: how to get maximum work done from workers. So, early management thinkers focused mainly on efficiency, productivity, and output. This thinking is called classical approach. The classical theory believes if work is properly planned, divided, and controlled, productivity will automatically increase. In this approach, organizations are seen like machines, workers are treated as part of that machine. This theory has three main approaches: scientific management, administrative management, and bureaucratic management. Let's understand them one by one. Frederick Taylor is known as father of scientific management. He believed workers are motivated mainly by money and inefficiency is due to poor methods and not workers. So he asked, what is the best way to do a job? He came up with four main ideas of scientific management. Time and motion theory. Here, every job is broken into small movements and then unnecessary movements are removed. So, only the best and fastest method is selected. So here, the aim is to save time and energy. Standardization of work. Taylor suggested standard tools, methods, and time. So, everyone works in same efficient way. Scientific selection and training. That means selecting right person for the right job. And workers should be properly trained. Piece rate wage system. That means more work is equal to more pay, less work is equal to less pay. Taylor believed this would motivate workers, but there were problems. Workers were treated like machines, human emotions were ignored, and job satisfaction was not considered. So, scientific management improved efficiency but ignored human feelings. Taylor focused on workers, but Henry Fayol focused on managers. He said, what should managers do to manage organizations effectively? He gave 5 functions of management and 14 principles of management. What are 5 functions of management? Planning. That means deciding what to do in future. Organizing. That means arranging work and authority. Commanding is to give instructions. Coordinating, that means bringing activities together. Controlling, that means checking whether plans are followed. Now let's understand 14 principles of management. Division of work, that means work should be divided so that people become specialists. This increases efficiency. Authority and responsibility. If a manager has authority, he must also have responsibility. So both should go together. Discipline. That means employees must follow rules and respect agreements. Discipline creates order. Unity of command. That means one employee should receive orders from only one boss. This avoids confusion. Unity of direction. That means one goal, one plan, one manager. Activities with the same objective should be coordinated. Subordination of individual interest. That means personal interest should not come before organizational interest. Remuneration. Employees should be paid for fair wages. Fair pay increases motivation. Centralization. That means decision-making power should be balanced. Not too centralized, not too decentralized. Scalar chain. There should be a clear line of authority from top management to lower levels. Order. Right person at the right place. Right material at the right place. Equity. Managers should treat employees with kindness and fairness. Stability of tenure. Employees should not be frequently removed. So, job security will improve efficiency. Initiative. Employees should be encouraged to give ideas and take initiative. Esprit de corps. This means team spirit. Unity and harmony increases organizational strength. Then, why bureaucratic theory came? As organizations become larger, there was a need for fairness, uniform rules, and clear authority. So, this led to bureaucratic management. Its main features are clear hierarchy, written rules and regulations, and division of labor impersonality. That means no favoritism. This improves efficiency and fairness, but it also has few limitations. Too many rules, lack of flexibility, slow decision making. So, bureaucracy works well, but only when applied carefully. Classical thinkers believed if work is properly planned and rules are followed, productivity will increase. But slowly managers started noticing something. Even when machines were good, wages were fair, rules were clear, workers were not always happy or productive. So, a very simple question came up. Are human beings really like machines? No, that's where the neoclassical approach begins. It says workers are not machines. They are human beings with feelings, emotions, and social needs. So, management should focus not only on work, rules, structure, but also on people, relationships, and motivation. Human relations approach. Researchers started studying how people behave at work and how groups affect individuals. One famous set of studies was conducted called Hawthorne studies. Let me explain this very simply. Light experiment. Managers increased lighting, productivity increased. Managers reduced lighting, productivity still increased. Confusing, right? So they understood productivity was not increasing because of light. Small group experiment. Workers were given rest breaks, working hours were reduced, later all benefits were removed. Still, productivity increased. Why? Because workers felt noticed, important, and valued. Group influence. Workers fixed their own speed. Group decided how much to work. This showed group behavior controls individual behavior. What did we learn from Hawthorne studies? People work better when they feel important. Social relationships affect performance, and informal groups exist in organizations. In one line, happy workers is equal to better productivity. Behavioral theory. Now, management went one step further. Managers started asking what motivates people, why do people behave differently, why do some employees perform better. So, management borrowed ideas from psychology and sociology. This is called behavioral approach. This talks about two main theories, Maslow's hierarchy of needs and McGregor's X and Y theory. Maslow said human needs follow a step-by-step order. First, physiological needs, that means basic needs like food, water, shelter, clothing. Second, safety needs like employment, health, property, family. Social needs, that means friends, belongingness, a sense of connection. Esteem needs, which includes confidence, achievement, respect, recognition. self-actualization needs, which include morality, creativity, and personal growth. So it said, if lower needs are not satisfied, higher needs won't motivate. McGregor's X and Y theory. Theory X assumes that employees are lazy. They don't like work, so managers believe that employees must be controlled, threatened with punishment to achieve organizational goals. So this style suits routine and repetitive tasks. Theory Y assumes that employees are self-motivated. They enjoy responsibility and they can be trusted. So this suits professional services, fostering higher commitment. Modern approaches to management. Organizations become large, complex, and technology based. So managers needed better tools and flexible thinking. So this includes three main approaches: quantitative approach, systems approach, and contingency approach. Quantitative approach. This uses numbers, data, calculations for planning, forecasting, and decision making. Say, for example, how much to produce, when to reorder stock, etc. Systems approach. An organization has inputs, process, and output. As they are interconnected, if one part fails, the whole system is affected. Contingency approach. This approach says there is no one best way to manage. So management depends on situation, environment, and people. Professional code of conduct and ethics in management. What comes to your mind when you hear the word manager? Only giving orders? Only achieving targets? Actually, management is much more than that. Management is a profession. And just like doctors and teachers, managers also have a professional code of conduct. Now, what does professional code of conduct mean? In very simple words, it means how a manager should behave while doing a job. It tells us what is right and what is wrong in managerial decisions. According to management thinkers like Theo Hyman, a professional manager must follow ethical standards such as honesty, responsibility, fairness, and discipline. Now, think about this. If a manager is not honest, can employees trust him? If decisions are unfair, will employees feel motivated? This is where ethics in management becomes important. Peter F. Drucker explained that management is not only about profit but also about people and responsibility. A good manager always thinks about employees, organization, and society before taking decisions. Ethical management. It means treating employees fairly, using company resources responsibly, being transparent in decisions, and taking responsibility for actions. When managers follow ethical conduct, they become role models. So employees start behaving ethically and a positive work culture is created. So this brings us to the end of chapter 1, Management Concepts and Theories. In the next video, we'll study the basic concepts of managerial planning: meaning, nature and importance, process and types of planning. Thank you for watching. Stay connected.